What's up guys, Ryan here. I'm excited to jump back into things. I just got back from a little vacation that I took after finally leaving that 9-to-5 job. So many of you guys had asked me why I hadn't left my job yet. The time finally came. I'm now self-employed, get to pursue my passions full time, but I had a nice little vacation, got to visit my girlfriend in Florida, enjoy the nice weather, and I'm excited to jump into things though now that I'm back. So today I wanted to highlight an Amazon merch research tool called Merch Ninja. Now, you've probably heard of Merch Informer, which is really popular on the US markets. Now, Merch Ninja is basically the Merch Informer of the German market. Now, before you turn off this video, I want to show you guys, like the only reason I'm really showing you this is because it's also available in the US. And their tool is not just a clone of Merch Informer. It's made by different people. And it can definitely hold its own. Now, it's made by a team in Germany, so that was like kind of the primary target audience, but they've expanded the scope so that it works in English, and it also is a really useful tool if you're an Amazon merch seller that targets, the US, Germany, or the UK. Like, it's really nice and very easy to target the different international marketplaces. So what I want to show you in this video is a breakdown of how I've been using this tool lately and show you really how you can use it to increase your Amazon merch sales. So let's jump into it. So if you're like me, the first thing you probably wondered is, why is Merch Ninja special? And I had the luxury of speaking with the creator of the app, and I'm going to show you the reasons that he gave me when I asked him just that question. So he really stands by the accuracy of his tool. And you can kind of tie that to the fact that they have a cool option where you can actually get live data from Amazon. It's a little feature in their search function that I'll show you later on, that when you enable it, it gives you like real-time data from Amazon at the time that you're searching. So you can literally like refresh it an hour later sometimes and see things shift if the BSRs have updated. Speed. They really stand by the speed of their app, and I will say that I have not used a faster app than Merch Ninja when it comes to using tools for like the standard purposes like trend research or something. The keyword tool. I'm actually going to do a separate video, like a part 2, on the keyword and trademark tools, because they actually offer them as like separate add-ons because of how much functionality they've packed into them. But I will still show you some keyword functionality that they have baked into the standard app. The event calendar is really cool. They've built out a pretty advanced calendar of events. Now, as you guys know, the easiest way to make sales is to get products that people are searching for in front of the people that are searching for them, right? I mean, that's stating the obvious, but it is kind of lost sometimes on some people. Sometimes we get an idea of what we want to sell rather than looking at what people are buying and catering to that crowd. And the easiest way to kind of chase trends, I would call that a trend if there's a large group of people searching for the same or similar keywords. The event calendar is a great way of staying on top of what's coming. So as I record this video in February, it's February 11th, Valentine's Day is only a couple days away. So it's, that ship has sailed. But we can set our sights on other large holidays, such as St. Patrick's Day. And what's cool about the event calendar is it doesn't just state the obvious ones. It states a lot of like random little ones too. So I'll show you that in a second. And then my favorite tool that they have, it's called Removed Designs. And using this tool and just having fun with it, I actually made a whole separate video where I was just kind of like looking at the designs that were removed from Amazon merch that probably resulted in hundreds of merch accounts getting banned. There's a radio show that does a segment. It's in New York called Donkey of the Day. And the Removed Designs reminds me of that Donkey of the Day segment because it's literally like, oh, Kobe Bryant died. Let's throw up Kobe Bryant t-shirts on Amazon merch. 1 week later, your account's banned. It's like, come on, guys, don't do that. But I'm going to show you that tool, and it actually kind of gave me some inspiration to maybe do like a weekly live stream where I can use the Remove Designs tool, and we can all like laugh together at the people that were chasing trends that you clearly shouldn't have been chasing. For instance, like Kobe Bryant, the Super Bowl, etc. Those were two really popular ones that we were seeing when I did this write-up. All right, so the first thing you're gonna want to do when you get into your Merch Ninja account is you're gonna want to set the default marketplace to United States, assuming you're from the United States. So the way you do that is go into your user settings here in the bottom left, and then set your default marketplace to the US. All you have to do is click the US flag, and that's it. It should save automatically, and then when you do that, though, you're gonna see things in English, and also on the top here, this little bar that says COM, DE, and UK, that pretty much exists on all apps, and it's going to default it to COM, representative of Amazon.com, which is the US marketplace. So that's really valuable. So the module that you probably care most about within the Merch Ninja app has to do with trend research, right? Because we've talked about how, if you can catch lightning in a bottle and get out ahead of a trend or rank a couple shirts ahead of time, rank them high on keywords associated with up-and-coming trends, the sky's the limit on Amazon because it's the world's #1 e-commerce marketplace. I mean, you can make hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a day from single shirts in some cases. So the only way to do that is to get out ahead of these trends. And in order to do that, we need to understand what the trends actually are that are established right now and that are coming down the pipeline. And they actually have two apps that or two modules that I like to use to see what's trending right now, and that is Top Sales and Top BSR. So this is the Top Sales as of my recording this, and this is Top BSR. Now, if you're wondering why they're different, that's a good question, and let me show you. And I'm actually going to work off the screenshots in my blog to illustrate this, because I went ahead and I highlighted certain listings to show you kind of what's going on here. So if we go to Top Sales, you see the Baby Yoda design that is, it's still ranked #1, I think, when I clicked Top Sales today. Yeah, it's still ranked #1. And I made this blog post about 7 days ago, so that's why I was saying it's still #1. Things have changed. For instance, you've seen all the Kobe and Mamba shirts scrubbed from Amazon, but also some things remain the same, like Baby Yoda is still very popular. But when we look at Top Sales, this is for a period of time. This is for the previous 30 days. So the Merch Ninja is projecting that design has been the best seller in the BSR range of 200 to 1 million, as you can see here in that slider. Now, if we go to top designs by BSR, you see Baby Yoda has fallen down to the second row, outside the top 10, actually, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's ranked 11th. Now, how can the Top Sales design not be in the top design by BSR? Well, I can actually show you that, because Merch Ninja lets us drill down further into the data associated with these listings. And we're going to look at the data for both the one Baby Yoda that was ranked #1 on top designs by sales, and we're going to look at the second design that you see highlighted here. That's the top design by BSR, rank 1. So what you can see here in the top design by BSR Baby Yoda is that over the last 30 days, it kind of fell off of a cliff in terms of BSR. And in terms of BSR, falling off a cliff is a good thing. That means your BSR is getting lower and lower, which means your sales are getting higher and higher. But over 30 days, as you can see, like on, what does this say? It says January 3rd, which is the furthest back data point we can see, the BSR was just under 200,000, which, by the way, if you have shirts in 200,000, that's probably getting a sale, like, if not daily, like every other day. So it's not a bad spot to be in. But because, Amazon was rewarding it with better and better placement and search results, because the data was supporting that it should probably be pushed up because the click-through rates were good, the conversion rates were good, etc. Notice what happened to the BSR. It starts to get lower and lower and lower and closer to 0, which is exactly where you want it. But when you normalize it over the last 30 days in terms of sales, it doesn't outrank the other design as far as sales go. Now, as far as BSR goes, yeah, it's got a lower BSR. That's why it was placed first, and this one was placed 11th. But in terms of BSR history for this design, which was projected as the top bestseller, it's in terms of BSR now, it's kind of losing popularity, at least a little bit relative to where it was maybe 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, it looks like it was hovering right in between 2,000 and 3,000 BSR. And as of me taking this picture, it had climbed up to between 5,000 and 6,000. Now, while that sounds bad, and this line chart shows basically not the climb that we want. We want to see a downward climb, not an upward climb. It's still ranked under 6,000 BSR for the last 30 days. If you've ever had a shirt, like the lowest I've ever had a shirt rank, I think was like right around 2,400 BSR. And I've talked about that story in the past. It was I got out ahead of a sports related trend, and it was a shirt that made me $700 of profit in a single day on its best day. So if you have a shirt like this that in the last 30 days has an average BSR of between 2,000 and 6,000, so let's just say 4,000, you're making a lot of sales and a lot of money. Well, assuming your price, look at the price, $23. So this is, I know you're wondering like, well, we can't sell Disney stuff, but there actually is a program that you can apply to within merch that will let you sell licensed material. And this person, I'm assuming, either got in or maybe they work for Amazon. But either way, someone's making money off this. Disney's definitely making money. Amazon's making money. They're making a ton of sales, which is why this ranked at the top of the top designs by sales when I took that picture 7 days ago and even through to today. And what's funny is the top designs by BSR 7 days later, still the same. So 1 and 2. And that's kind of how Amazon's algorithm is structured a little bit. It rewards the designs that are performing well. And if they continue to outperform the other designs that are showing up next to them in search results, like maybe in the number 2, number 3, number 4 spot, if you're outperforming them, they'll still reward you with the top spot. So anyways, that's the difference between top sales and top BSR. This is a great way of noticing like what's coming. Obviously, do not go after like Kobe Bryant. Don't go after the Super Bowl. And actually, there's a button here within the Merch Ninja app that says hide official brands. Go ahead and click that. All right. And then hit apply. And now it does its best attempt at filtering out like the Disney brands, for instance. So you shouldn't be seeing Marvel. You shouldn't be seeing Star Wars. It's probably not perfect, but for the most part, I mean, you can already see it got rid of the Mandalorian Star Wars designs that we had been seeing. And they also feature an infinite scroll. So I'm a web developer. I know what that means. If you don't know what that means, think like Facebook, Twitter. You know how you can just keep scrolling and scrolling? Well, their app is built to support that. So we can just scroll and scroll and scroll. And as we get closer to the bottom of the page, it'll go fetch new designs for us. So that's pretty much it. This is a great way of just quickly, easily. I mean, you see how quickly I'm just scrolling through the app, getting so many design ideas. And if you have specific niches that you want to enter, you may not want to use the top sales or top BSR, because this is literally showing us the upper echelon. This is showing us like the best-selling shirts that there are on Amazon within the Amazon merch category. But if we're wanting to enter specific niches, like if we're planning out ahead of time to St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to show you how we can target and refine our search results for that niche in a second. First, I wanted to show you the events calendar. Like I mentioned earlier, they've packed it full of really valuable ideas. Now, not all holidays are created equal. You'll notice that the ones in red here are more popular, such as Valentine's Day and President's Day. They've also tied in sports, like the NASCAR season kicked off yesterday, and they put that in gray. And then in green, you see a lot of these, like, well, I don't even know what to call them, like satellite holidays, like days that maybe are very fringe, that not, the whole world isn't, actually a good way of describing the green holidays is that we don't get the day off work, except me, because I get every day off work because I'm self-employed now. And if you're lucky enough to be self-employed as well, then maybe you stayed home and celebrated Create a Vacuum Day. So, by the way, notice I just clicked Create a Vacuum Day on the calendar, and it tried to show me search results related to vacuums. So if we want to target one of these holidays that's, because obviously we don't want to do one that's in the past. We want to be thinking at least a month or two out. So if I go up to March and maybe I do Tell a Lie Day. That sounds fun. Let's do that. All right. Tell a Lie Designs only came up with 2 results, and none of them seem that particularly related to Tell a Lie Day. So that is an official day on the calendar that people might be celebrating that may represent an opportunity to sell t-shirts. By the way, as someone who goes to the gym all the time, I love this. I cannot tell a lie. I skipped leg day. The dude's got jacked upper body, probably doesn't have very strong legs. I'm loving that design. But anyways, yeah, so the event calendar's here packed with ideas. Like sometimes you sit down at a computer and you're like, all right, I have an hour or two to design, to make some nice designs and get some products created, but I have writer's block. What do I even design for? Again, man, like this is showing us what people are looking for. I mean, again, the masses, if you want to talk about what the masses are looking for, look for the red holidays. Oh, they have labels here. All right, red, holiday events, green, fun events, blue, special events, gray, sport events. So plenty of ideas. And if you're not an original thinker when it comes to designs, you need a little inspiration. Again, all you have to do is click one of them. So if I click St. Patrick's Day, boom, a ton of designs just gifted to me. And we have a little BSR range slider. By the way, did you notice how fast they loaded too? I mean, you gotta give it to them. Give credit where it's due. That was quite fast. And if I change the BSR slider, so I've talked about like Merch Informer in the past and talked about how I do not like to target the top tier of brands. So what I like to do is typically change the BSR slider to like maybe 250 to even $1 million. I'm cool with $1 million. So these are designs that are selling, but are not like the mega hot trends, because those are going to be the hardest niches to get into. And when I say niches, I mean, this is St. Patrick's Day at a high level, but there's plenty of sub-niches within St. Patrick's Day. Like the dabbing leprechaun. Dabbing leprechauns on its own is a sub-niche. Like if we type that into Amazon merch, we'd probably get hundreds of results. So that's a sub-niche in its own. And dabbing whatever for St. Patrick's Day is its own sub-niche. But yeah, plenty of ideas here, and that was one way of seeing St. Patrick's Day designs. There's actually another I want to show you, and it's the search tool. So if you click search on the sidebar, it gives us the opportunity to provide seed keywords, and it will go and fetch results from Amazon. And what's cool is there's actually a live search, so you can check this against real-time data on the Amazon marketplace of your choice. And I say of your choice because remember, Merch Ninja, this has this toggle at the top, so you can hit UK and it'll search or fetch results from the UK market. Actually, you know what? Let's just do all three and I'll just show you the difference. So I'm going to do, by the way, if you do multiple search terms at a time, which I almost always do, you want to use quotes. So I'm going to do quote St. Patrick's Day. They even have an autocomplete, by the way, showing you commonly searched terms in Amazon. All right, so I typed St. Patrick's Day. You'll notice this gives us a little bit more of like an in-depth view of the designs. It's not just like the actual designs stacked next to each other in tiles, but it's given us the title. It's given us the BSR, the price, the ASIN, and brand plus bullet points. So if you're one of those people that likes to just steal people's bullet points from other listings, look no further. You can just copy paste them from here. And another cool thing, by the way, if you want to view it on Amazon, there's an Amazon button. Just click that. Boom. You're looking at it on the market. If you want to drill down further into the information that it may have on this listing, click the little right caret that you see when you hover over. And you can see things like a BSR breakdown for the last 30 days. You can see that this one's trending in the right direction, steadily getting lower, as you'd probably anticipate as we get closer to March. And you can see price history over the last 30 days, which has held steady at $19.99. You can see at a high level the keywords associated with this listing that are driving traffic and hopefully converting. I mean, you'd probably guess converting because it's clearly selling. And another cool one, by the way, this is probably the best part of this feature, or at least like in my personal humble opinion. You saw how I just showed you keywords associated with that one listing? Well, watch this. You see this button that says show? So it's not a very descriptive button, but if you know what it does, it's extremely valuable. Click show. Now look at the sidebar above my head. It says AMZ top keywords. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. All right, now it's showing the most common keywords shared by the listings returned by our search. So day, shirt, Patrick's, funny, Irish, gift, Patrick's, imported. Don't use imported. Shamrock, lucky, saint, dangerous, boozy. I mean, that's a word that you might not have thought to include, but you can get cross-indexed on valuable keywords that are relevant to the niche you're entering. So, for instance, what is St. Patrick's Day commonly associated with if you're above the age of 21 in the United States? In Germany, you don't have to be, but German tool, they don't. I don't think they have to be 21. But in the United States, you gotta be 21 years old. You can drink a lot of alcohol on St. Patrick's Day, and you may want to include the word boozy or beer or booze with your listing, right? Maybe not on the dabbing leprechaun, which is probably associated with kids, but yeah, just a word to consider. But the problem is if you include a word like that, you probably don't want to roll the dice and check the box for youth sizing just to protect your account. You'd probably skip checking that box. All right, so that is the keywords. Let me zoom out and expand the sidebar so I can get this how I had it. And yeah, and I almost forgot to show you two other really valuable tools. So you know how we just looked at top sales and top BSR? Let's check out BSR winner and BSR loser. So what this is showing you guys are designs that are not necessarily like cemented as best sellers or top sellers. These are just designs that very recently had their BSR drop significantly. And we can pretty much just pick a design and we should be able to see relatively a similar BSR chart on, whichever one of these we choose to pick. So if I click this one, and I'm going to keep it in the Merch Ninja app. So I'm going to click that right caret. And you can see here that in the last 5 days, the BSR went from 8.2 million down to 543K. So that's a pretty significant drop off. If we go back to the search results, I would anticipate that we will rock out with my guac out. Who thinks of these? That's hilarious. A little bit dirty, but all right. So rock out with my guac out fell from. I might have to buy that shirt. It's hilarious. Fell from 8.3 million BSR to 706,000 BSR, and I'm surprised it's not lower because I think that design is hilarious. Like I said, I might have to buy one after this, but you can see here basically like this is. Sorry, I keep clicking the wrong back arrow. I might have zoomed in too much. What this is really doing, though, is just putting designs on your radar that recently sold really well. It doesn't mean that you should sound the alarm and anoint that niche as like the next up-and-coming trend that's going to make you rich. It just means like, hey, keep an eye out. Some of these niches may actually be representative. Some of these BSR drop-offs may be representing like a trend that's coming soon that's going to make a lot of people a lot of money, and it might be one of those trains that you're either on or you miss. Like the shirt that I had that made me $700 in a day, that came like so quickly. The only way you would have seen it, like put it this way, if you were looking at top sales and top BSR that are averaging out 30 days, you would have missed it. The only way you would have seen it is coming to a tool like this. Because sometimes trends, like that sports niche trend that I caught, like I have a TV above my webcam, and I just keep it muted sometimes with like popular news channels, sports channels, whatever. And I saw a t-shirt for a guy that was being interviewed by a reporter after a game. I didn't know what the heck the t-shirt was about. I just said, like, something clicked in my brain like, oh, you might be able to make some money selling that. Maybe you should just throw it up on Amazon. The rest is history. That t-shirt made me almost $5,000 profit. So just got to be paying attention. All right, BSR loser. This is literally just the opposite of BSR winner. I don't know like what value there really is in monitoring trends that have come to pass unless you're in like tier 10 or tier 25 or tier 100. and you're trying to maximize the value of your upload slots, and you want to know if it's okay to delete shirts, like if the time has come to delete shirts that didn't sell. If you have shirts that sold, don't delete them. But if you have shirts that didn't sell and you want to free up space for new designs, maybe you come here and pay attention. Speaking of deleting designs, this is like the part that I've been looking forward to most showing you guys. So if you click removed designs here on the sidebar, it literally just shows us designs that were recently removed from Merch by Amazon. And, I just think this is hilarious because you guys should know better. I want to say you guys, the people watching my channel, y'all know better than this, right? But these are people watching other channels or not watching any channels. I don't know. But you know better than to be selling Kobe Bryant gear. Come on. Like, you're not supposed to capitalize on human tragedy, let alone the death of, like, a living god that died in Kobe Bryant. Let's just say it. Like, the news coverage alone kind of spoke for itself. That man was a living legend. And, it was tragic. Rest in peace, Kobe. But, do not try to pay him homage by, like, remembering him by posting an Amazon merch t-shirt design with Mamba out or Kobe or anything. I don't care if it's Kobe beef. Don't do it. Like, just stay away. Protect your account. Same thing with, like, the Mahomes t-shirts. Like, get out of here. The Super Bowl was a great opportunity to make money selling merch if you're the NFL. If you're not the NFL, don't do it, right? I feel like there's always people trying to get away with making money selling the standard, like, M&M design on t-shirts. And, the one piece of advice I'll give you if you want to be that guy is to go to Etsy. Etsy has, like, rampant trademark infringement on their platform. And the funny thing is, like, I could pull up right now 5 different accounts that are just pulling things like that with the M&M trademark. And yet someone like me who, like, was not doing trademark infringement somehow got kicked off the platform. It literally makes no sense, but y'all have heard that story already, so I'll save it. But as you can see here, someone just went for it. I love this. I don't really love this, but someone just said, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna... The BSR actually got down there too, 8K. Someone just went for it. They just straight up ripped off the Kansas City Chiefs logo, which for those of you that don't watch football, Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. And when I said Mahomes earlier, that was the quarterback of the team, Super Bowl MVP. Although someone may dispute that he didn't deserve it over some of the other players. But anyways, San Francisco 49ers logo. This person just put a dabbing leprechaun unicorn that they probably stole, let's be honest, over the San Francisco 49ers logo. Like, if you do this, you are just wasting your merch account. You're just wasting it. In this example, someone just took a picture, like a PNG, of a famous rapper. Again, a terrible idea, and they were punished accordingly. And I'm pretty sure that they'll bring the hammer down on you extra hard if it's, like, one of these really obvious infringements. If it's not... You know what I mean? Sometimes you just, like, accidentally include a trademarked keyword or phrase, and I think that's, like, kind of a subtle strike. Like, it's not like a drop the hammer and ban you type strike. Whereas, like, if you just upload the Kansas City Chiefs, like, NFL team logo, you might just get kicked off the platform immediately. Or the Houston Astros, a picture of Kobe Bryant. Anyways, I could go on forever with just... And I don't know why I get so much enjoyment out of it. It just... People that throw this opportunity away with Amazon merch, man, it's crazy that people do this. But, and I hope it's not for lack of, like, understanding of what's allowed and not allowed. But they do tell you when you get accepted, like, to read the rules. They tell you to read the rules. Those resources are there for a reason. I'm here. I'm a talking head on YouTube warning you guys, like, don't try to get cute. There's plenty of other ways to make money on Amazon merch. Coming back, bringing this back to Merch Ninja, the trends, you can't really go wrong with the stuff under trends. Like top sales, top BSR. There's even a section called new designs that show you relatively newly posted designs to the platform that have a BSR. Okay, so what does that really indicate? Well, a BSR is an indication of sales. If you see a design that or a listing that doesn't have a BSR, it means it hasn't sold. And Amazon makes the date of first availability, meaning like when this listing went live on the catalog, it's a publicly available data point. So a tool like Merch Ninja is able to grab that data point, grab the BSR, another publicly exposed data point, put 2 and 2 together, and tell you new designs that are selling well. You know, again, you have the BSR range slider, and you can adjust that so that you can see, you know, essentially a range of BSRs associated with the new designs. So, and it shouldn't surprise you guys to see like some, you know, Valentine's Day new designs that people are posting, trying to squeeze what's left out of that niche. Although, you know, I'm recording this on Tuesday. Valentine's Day is just a couple days away, so I don't even know if the people who buy these designs will get their t-shirts on time. That may result in a return. But hey, we're Amazon merch sellers. We don't have to deal with the returns. Like if we're selling on the Printful Etsy integration, as much as I love it, then you got to have a solution for returns. With Amazon merch, it's all handled for us. We just see that royalty, you know, deducted from our account a couple days later. So anyways, guys, I think that's all I really wanted to cover for Merch Ninja and my Merch Ninja review. Let me just scroll through my blog post, which, by the way, guys, I will drop a link to the full review in the description, so that if you guys just want to like follow it along after you sign up for Merch Ninja, you'll be able to do that. But, you know, I went really in depth into, you know, as I normally do when I publish these sort of reviews. I dropped something on the trademark checker, but I'm going to save that for a separate video, and I'll come back to this because this video is already getting kind of lengthy. Oh, ASIN tracking. That's another one. So if you want to just like have some of these results here tracked, BSR winner's not going to let us, but let's come back to top sales. Wait, no. We got to go to search. And okay, so after you perform a search, in the results, you'll see this little chain link icon. When you see that, if you want to have this listing tracked in the tracking section, just go ahead and click that link. Now this one I already had in my tracking list, but let's come down to the dabbing leprechaun. All right, now we've added that to the tracking list. And we just added it, so the data that the Merch Ninja app has available is limited in scope, because it does, like, again, it tracks kind of like BSR history, price history over time. But on my blog post, I had a picture of a example of the data that it will make available to you here. So as you can see, again, BSR history, price history, etc. And there's a little star icon over the results that you can click and add to favorites. So if you search like St. Patrick's Day, and maybe you farm work out to a VA and you want to tell your VA like, hey, I want you to create designs similar to these ones, or if you need keyword ideas, like look at this list of designs, look at the keywords from these designs. As you just saw me do, like I'm just clicking the star icon and it's adding them to my favorites list for St. Patrick's Day. All I have to do is come over here to favorites. Here's my list for St. Patrick's Day. So I can click to go in here, and you can see some of the designs that I've added, all related to St. Patrick's Day. And then the vintage retro Jeep, I don't know how that got in here. But then all you have to do, guys, if you want to just send this list to a VA, when I say VA, I mean virtual assistant, someone that you hire to maybe do keyword optimization, to do your uploads, or to do designs for you. And by the way, if you're going to use a VA for Amazon merch, they better use a VPN with a dedicated IP address. Otherwise, don't do it. Because I'm pretty sure they don't want to see people logging in to the same merch account for multiple IP addresses. But anyways, you can just hit export here, and it will save all of this data into a CSV file. So you have the primary thumbnail image right there. And if you guys don't know how that works, literally it's just an absolute URL to the picture of the shirt itself. You've got the ASIN, the title, the sales rank, and the Amazon URL. And if you entered anything into the note field, I mean, that makes it even easier to hand this off to your team of designers or whatever. You can put notes into the app itself right here, like test, hit save, and then when you export the CSV again, it'll populate your note in the note field. So what's not to love about that, guys? This is a really powerful app. It really can hold its own with any other merch research tool. And by the way, guys, like just a quick reminder, Amazon Merch lets you list print on demand, prime eligible print on demand products on the world's #1 e-commerce marketplace. So if you have a tool that's giving you good data for Amazon Merch, which is probably the best print on demand opportunity out there as far as like apparel goes, because again, prime eligible products on the world's #1 e-commerce marketplace, how do you beat that? If this data is good data, then this can help you with print on demand across the board, not just on Amazon Merch, but on Amazon FBM, Etsy Printful, eBay, Redbubble, insert name of print on demand marketplace. Like it may be limited in scope in that it's looking at Amazon for its information, but like that's valuable info that you can capitalize on other marketplaces. And in my dropship print on demand course, I specifically talk about how you can get an edge over the competition potentially by just cross-posting your designs on other products and marketplaces, not limiting your scope to just Amazon Merch. Now, this is something that I've been doing successfully for some time now. And if you don't believe me, go to ryanhogue.com/income reports and check out my income reports. I've been posting them since early 2017. You can literally see my month-to-month profit from Amazon FBA, Amazon Merch, print on demand, KDP, even running Google ads on some websites and monetizing web traffic. So it's really interesting stuff, I hope. And if you're new to the channel, man, I got plenty of videos. So every time I post one of these reports, I drop a video associated with it as well. I keep it real. Hopefully this video was valuable. Hopefully you will check out Merch Ninja. I will drop a link below in the description. All right, and the last thing I wanted to show you guys is when you follow the link in the description to Merch Ninja, just go ahead and click Get Started Now. And then you're going to have to translate the sales page, or you can click English in the top, and then you'll click Get Started to sign up. And real quick, actually, the keyword tool and the trademark tool, I'm going to do a separate video on. So they're separate add-ons. To get everything I just showed you in this video, though, just go ahead and click where it said Get Started. And then on the sales page, which looks a little bit different because they use a website called Digistore, so it takes you off their domain. But come down here to where it says Have a Voucher. Click in there and type in Ryan's Method, all one word, no apostrophe, and you'll get 25% off. All right, so it's a very valuable tool packed with potential. If you actually use it, you should see a return on investment. It should pay for itself pretty easily. And if you have any questions, if you end up signing up, guys, just reach out to me or drop me a comment below and I'll get back to you. The guy who created the tool is a great guy. I'm sure he's also available as a resource to help you guys through it if you have any questions. And also, I should just mention, the first thing you see when you log into the tool is a bunch of tutorials about how to use the tool. So if my video wasn't helpful, these are also there to show you guys, show you what's up. So anyways, thank you for watching till the end. I appreciate you. If you haven't done so already, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button too if this helped you at all, and I'll see you guys at the next video.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at ryansmethod.com. Thank you.